The event didn't show up on our page today. Just so you know. I'm not sure why.
I think we're recording.
Yeah, I'm not recording yet on my end.
Welcome to Ask Sara with Sara Wiseman, where you'll learn to awaken your divine intuition and open your human heart.
You're live.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Ask Sara with Sara Wiseman. We are moving into April 2021. For those of you guys who aren't aware, every month I do a divine astrology for channel forecast for the month ahead. And you can get this on my website. Go to sarawiseman.com and then go to blogs and you'll see the divine astrology blog. There's a video and there's the written text. It's all free. And you can also sign up so that you get this every month to your inbox. So you don't have to, keep coming back. It's automatic. So I do invite you to go ahead and take a look at that. It's pretty fascinating because I do the channeling as a process usually a couple months in advance, and I'll usually do a couple months with the guides at the same time. And so it's pretty fascinating to see, like what was channeled last year, what was channeled the year before that, what's being channeled every month as our soul progression through this time, this age of Aquarius. So it's so obvious that we are going through so much stuff, and it can help to sort of look at the pattern as to what's been happening and what's going on. Today is Free Readings Tuesday, and I want you to call in to 844-390-8255. That is 844-390-8255. And we have a caller now, but we've got space. So if you want a space, please call in. I am here especially interested in any kind of spiritual understanding you've been gaining, any kind of spiritual awakening you've been having, soul lessons you've been learning, really interested in that stuff. And of course, I can also help you with the more practical things. That's fine, but I will apply that filter of what's going on soul-wise. Today's lesson is about what are soul lessons and how can we learn from them? And I think I want to take this to, we'll go to the callers soon. Again, Free Readings Tuesday, 844-390-8255. And I want to just look at this idea of soul lessons over a lifetime, this lifetime. We come in at birth in this lifetime and we leave at death, and then we've got whatever time frame we've got in the middle. And during that time, we're going through our soul lessons. Now, that there used to be that book, Why Do Bad Things Happen to Good People? And it is true that our soul lessons mostly involve overcoming really, really, really bad stuff. And some of you might say, oh, I haven't had that much bad stuff in my life. And, maybe this lifetime is easy for you. Maybe this lifetime is sort of like a breather lifetime for you. And others of us will say, man, I don't know when I haven't had the worst things ever continually happening over and over and over and over. And I would suggest to those of us in that situation that rather than look at the universe as bad or punishing, we can look at how do we transcend suffering? How do we get through the worst of the worst, whatever that is for you, or a little bit bad, whatever that is for you? Most of us have suffering, and how do we learn to transcend suffering into a higher state? And this is what Buddha spoke about. This is what Jesus was talking about with this idea of being forgiven for our sins. How do we do this? So what I like to do, and we will get to those phones in just a minute. It is 844-390-8255. 844-390-8255. I used to look at suffering as a sequence of events that happened in a lifetime that nudged us into different situations. And more lately with my graduate students, we've been laying over these filters of the 7 shadows, which some of you know from the family karma work. It's not just family karma, it's all kinds of karma, but the 7 shadows of abuse, which is physical, sexual, and emotional. Addiction, we all know all the ways that can look. Violence, and that is not physical abuse. It's more like if you were born in a war area or had a lot of violence around in your neighborhood, that kind of thing. Poverty, illness, if you or someone around you has been ill. COVID is an example of this shadow affecting the collective. Abandonment, somebody left, family members left, other people left. And betrayal. So in looking at the overlay of those 7 shadows, abuse, physical, sexual, emotional, addiction, violence, poverty, illness, abandonment, and betrayal. And we lay each of those upon our lives timeline from birth to death. And we go, hey, here's the time that I was emotionally abused, or here's the time I had addiction, or here's the time I had poverty. And we look at what are the active shadows that we're still processing. And the best part is, what are the shadows that we are done with? And here's where our soul lessons are. What are the shadows that we just say, no, done with that, no more. I reject the shadow and I give it back to itself. You guys, a lot of you know this karmic practice of giving karma back. It doesn't belong to you. So I just want you to be aware when we talk about soul lessons, you may find it useful instead of, oh, this happened to me and this happened to me. This is what I learned. You may find it useful to put those filters over your life and see which of those categories have been affecting you. When we know the shadow, we can become free of it. We can say no more, we can complete it, we can stand up to it, we can release it, we can let it go. So begin to look that way. And yes, it's super intense. I am going to start, right now we're doing, our self-study course is the Guides and Angels project. But for May, we're doing the Family Karma project. It's actually, you can actually sign up now on the website. For those of you who have stuff like these shadows, especially in your family or your lineage, it's a great way to work through that. That's just $15 on the website. Okay, Free Readings Tuesday. We've got our first caller ready, and you can call in to 844-390-8255. And it looks like we have Katie on the line. Katie, welcome to the program. Hey there.
Thank
Hi.
you so much.
You're welcome.
Hi, thank you. How are you?
What can I help you out with today?
I have this new project that I'm almost done in the preparation stage of it, the writing out the plan of it. And I was wondering if I should seek investors to help me bring it into fruition, or should I do it more modestly on my own?
Thank you. How old are you?
Thank you. I'm 33.
And what's your experience running a project like this similar in the past? Not just
It
creating.
was hard on I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I did one on my own. It was kind of hard, and I didn't have too much support with the team. So that's why I was thinking, you know, if I do find investors, maybe the team would be more satisfied in what they could make, and the project would come out better.
Yeah. And do you want to share with us what your, like the briefest little thing about what your project is?
It's a film.
Okay. Yeah. And okay. And have we talked before, like maybe a couple years ago?
Yes, I believe
Okay.
so. Yes, when I was doing that project, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling, I would love to say, get investors, it's going to be a smashing success, but I don't feel that. I feel like there are still pieces of yourself, actually, unrelated to the film, that need to get worked through. And it feels like it's all about you and your personal power, your third chakra stuff, you becoming a force rather than being hesitant and thinking other people are the forces. And so it feels like there's this pretty deep, like you stepping into your power that has to happen first. And this isn't related to the film. This is related to like past inner work. And so I think that when you get through that, like if you dropped the film and started just doing inner work about your personal power, you would actually get close to your film project goal. It's almost like you don't have enough power to do this project. But if you go to your inner work and totally focus on that, you will have the strength within you to get through something like this. So I would not give up, but I would stop focusing on the film, and I would get some deep work, including, you know, psychological therapy, not just new agey stuff, because they go hand in hand. Does that make sense to you, that you need strength before you can make this happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do
Yeah.
it. You're so young. Like, give yourself a year and just be like, my year of inner work, I will do it. And you'll be astonished what will shift. Like the film's kind of like a distraction. If I only do the film, but no, if I do the inner, it's all going to change for you. So anyway, Katie, thank you for calling, and I wish you the best. And please, you're so worth it. So please do that inner work. It's really going to pay off. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You know, all of us have our stuff that we have to work through. And when we sit and work at it, and I do believe working with all of the new age spiritualist ideas is one way to do it, but there is a great deal of value to working in traditional therapy. It's really come a long way. So use everything at your resource. I think we have some more callers on hold. Again, it's Free Readings Tuesday, 844-390-8255. And it looks like we have Nicole. Nicole, welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, where are you calling from?
Springboro, Ohio.
Okay, okay, great. It didn't show up on my screen as that. So it's like, what is this city? I can't, but I got it. So anyway,
Yes.
tell me, Nicole, what can I help you out with?
So I feel like I want to know what my spiritual path is. I'm being drawn to a lot of like tarot cards, angel cards, just kind of like psychic. And I feel like I'm supposed to be helping people. I just don't know what avenue I'm supposed to be going down. Like it's becoming very strong. I'm reading probably 10 different books right now on intuition and empath and angel cards and tarot. So I'm just trying to figure out what path I'm supposed to be going down and what am I supposed to be doing?
Yeah, I think you're right on track. You are right on track. To me, you appear as just like a giant third eye, like, and so that speaks to me as of you being clairvoyant and psychic visions, as opposed to a hands healer. There's often people are quite different styles depending on what style of psychic they are. I would suggest, so I used to be kind of against in my own training methods of people using cards because it felt like you want to learn how to see it up here in your third eye without using any props. And after you know how to do
Okay.
that, then use all the props you want. But you have to access these two and the heart. You have to learn how to see visions without any props. So I would suggest that you read my book, The Intuitive Path, and also the sequel, The Mystic Way, and begin to do work in your mind's eye. And see, like, lay off the cards for a while and just focus on how can you learn how to see visions. I also do complete
Okay.
training in this. I do complete training in this if you wanted to be in the group. It's on the website under training, but if you are trying to do this on your own, that's where I would put my focus. You can definitely be a reader for sure, 1,000%. It's just, you got to kind of like learn this. So learn the third eye. And then if you want to put cards into that, but you need to learn the core skill first. Does that make sense to you?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, but you've got it. Like, open it up. Gosh, the world needs as many people as we can get right now, seeing visions and doing this and sharing. And, really, we are being called to be of service at this time. So I do wish you well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I had a feeling that's what I was supposed to be doing. I just didn't know what modality I was supposed to be using. So
Yeah.
I am starting to get visions and I'm starting to hear things in my right ear.
Yes.
So I just need to pay more attention to it and stop using the cards because I am focusing and using that instead of my own mind.
Yeah. And it's not like, again, you can go back to it, but learn the first step first, and then the cards will be that much richer because you'll be using two gifts instead of just one.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Nicole.
Okay.
Thank you.
So thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thanks. Yeah, let you guys, I think cards are great. I'm always stunned by the accuracy of cards. I like cards. I especially like the Thoth deck, and I especially like Kim Krantz has a really cool, she has an animal deck and she has a tarot. I don't know, I can't remember what it's called, but I love those. And when I'm in a pinch, I'm always going to use two techniques. I'm going to use the psychic rose, which is putting up a rose as a symbolic psychic container and looking at what the rose is doing to show you the truth of any situation. I'm always going to use that because it's fast and easy. And then I'm also going to go into the guides. I'm going to go into my guide on the left, my guides behind, and my guide to the right, earth, spiritual, mystic. And I'm going to see what information they have for me. And so those are two ways of entering in. I'm also going to expand out and allow the universe to inform me by all the events and synchronicities that are happening in my life. And what you'll start to notice is what you experience in your visions is also what is coming into you from the quote real world, from this earth dimension. It's all going to match up. And then you're going to start to see the patterns. What patterns are coming forward? And you're going to start to track on those. Amazing system, just astonishing, the accuracy and the correctness. Not much can be hidden when you're working in this way. In fact, nothing can be hidden. So you can see the truth of any situation by doing this work. Okay, let's go to the phones. We've got Christine calling from Houston. Christine, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, how's your day going?
Wonderfully. My question is I consider myself very green. I had a spiritual awakening probably less than a year ago, and I have had I've been trying to educate myself with an abundance of different material and people that I've been learning from, feeling a little overwhelmed at times, and then other times at peace. My main, I guess, not really concern, but I felt like I was very in touch with my spiritual guides, and then I feel like everything's kind of gone dormant, and I'm kind of lost.
Okay. When I had my spiritual awakening back in 2000, which was from a near-death experience, after that, my whole life fell away. One thing happened, my dad died, but the bigger thing is, like, I got divorced, I changed my jobs, I changed my field, everything that I had known went away. And I'm wondering if you are experiencing some of this in your awakening, like you don't fit into your life anymore. Has that happened to you?
I don't think so. I feel like it's changing, but it's evolving around me, not necessarily like I don't fit in with what's going on.
So you might start to pay attention to that, because that's my sense, is your awareness is expanding, and then maybe the people or situations in your life previous are not expanding in the same way. And as you face this, there's almost like a fear. And so you're just shutting down the connection. And you might not even know consciously that you're doing it. It's sometimes, especially when I'm training people who have a lot going on, that's negative stuff in their life, they won't be able to connect to the guides. They will, but then they won't, because they're afraid of what they're going to see. And it feels like that's like that's partly what's happening for you. Does that, and I don't mind if you're like, no, that's not it. That's what I'm feeling. So this may come to you
Okay.
next week, or just put that into your process and think about it and see if it's true for you or not.
Okay.
So as an example for me also, I really just wanted to be a novelist. I didn't want to be in spiritual world at all. And when I began channeling after the near-death experience, I really argued with the universe, because I didn't want that role. I didn't want that. And it took a lot, because I had thought I was going in one direction, and the universe is like, no, you're going in this other direction that I at the time thought, that's just too weird. I don't want to do that. And yet it kept coming. And so it may be also that you're being called to something much bigger than you thought you know, you're kind of dabbling in psychic world and spiritual world, and then boom, you're being called to a pretty big spiritual task. And you may be like, huh, I'm not sure I signed up for this. But actually, as a soul, you did. So I don't know if that, do you feel a call to something bigger? It's like something more difficult?
I don't know. I kind of feel lost right now.
Yeah. Well,
And I don't know what I need to do to hone in on that.
mhm. So just start sorting and sifting, and it will arrive to you. And don't be afraid
Okay.
to surrender to the universe in being called to do something that you maybe haven't imagined. That's what I think is happening for you. I think you're being called to a big task, which is exciting, but also challenging. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Keep us
Well,
posted. Call back like in a couple, email me or, you know, several months from now or whatever as it comes to you. I'd be really thrilled to hear what your soul task is going to be. So, yeah.
okay, I will.
Okay. Thanks, Christine. Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. You know, as so we do have free readings Tuesday. I think the lines are open. 844-390-8255. 844-390-8255. You know, each of us, some of you guys use, or sometimes I even use this term of like star seeds. We're dropped in with a particular mission on Earth. Some of you, I just like to use the term soul destiny or soul mission. We're dropped in. Yeah, we have our human life. We're going to be a, you know, a partner, or a spouse, or a worker, or a parent, or a care, you know, just all the stuff we got to do. Grocery shopper. Um, and then we're also called to have a soul task. And some of us are supposed to be authors or whatever. And that is just like the smallest little piece of the soul tasks that are going on. But when you have an awakening, the awakening is not just to wake you up and then you sit there awake. The awakening is so that you begin your soul destiny or your soul mission. So just keep sifting. Soul destinies are not mysterious. They are given to you. My soul destiny is to be a channel and to teach people how to have direct connection with the guides and angels. That's basically it. The rest, I'm supposed to teach direct connection. I'm supposed to encourage people to have direct connection. That's my soul task. You have your own. It may be public, it may be private, it may morph over time, but it's not a mystery. Ask the universe and the universe will share this with you clearly. And often it involves taking us out of our comfort zone and putting us in situations we never dreamed of. Okay, we have Kelly calling from Toledo. Kelly, welcome to the program.
Hi, Sarah. Thanks for taking my call. I would like to get a reading on my career. I feel like I start, stop, and I'm supposed to be making a change, but nothing seems to be falling into place. So that's my topic.
How old are you?
56.
Okay, and what is the chosen career at this point? Just the field, so we can have an idea of that.
Information technology.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see why that's tricky. So IT is not your soul path. It's not your soul destiny. It's not even really your interest. It's like being really good at math, and so you got a math job. I know it's not math, but it's like you were really good at those skills, and so you got a job in that. But it's not at all
That's true.
where you want to be. And as you approach this time of the 50s, this is when we begin to have our, in the 40s is when people often have their first big opening. And then if that isn't answered, or even if it is, in the 50s is when, like, we can't hold back being who we really want to be. We just can't, like, we're like, life is too short. I don't know how much time I have. I can't not do this. But you're struggling because I'm sure it's, you know, pretty steady or maybe even pretty lucrative. And you're like, this is fine. I'll just stick with this. What do you think? Tell me your thoughts, or what does that bring up for you?
Well, you've nailed it all right away. Yeah, I was good in math, and that's why I have this job. It's paying the bills, and there's a lot of people depending on me, so I stick with it. But there's feels like I'm supposed to be. I feel called to do something, but I was listening to your previous call about sifting through it. I can't find it, and I've been sifting for a long time.
What's your spiritual practice now? Like this last month, what's an example of your spiritual practice?
Actually, I'm in your class,
Okay,
so I've
good.
been
That's
I've been practicing very well for a while, and I'm learning a lot from you. And I feel like I get like a hint, but I don't. It's like not enough to go on. It's like
yeah,
I have enough to do something like the next day, but I don't have the bigger vision picture kind of a
yeah,
thing.
yeah. So congratulations. The class is quite intense, and it's forcing you to a weekly check-in with your guides or the departed, or, you know, whatever we're working on. So this is going to start to open things up for you. Um, what I would love for you to do is talk to the universe about, I really want to do something different, and I'm really afraid that, you know, financially I got to keep this thing going. And universe, I'm willing to follow my soul task, and I need to keep the stability. And just start to notice you're sort of surrendering with conditions. Ideally, you'd surrender without conditions, but in your case, that's a true feeling. So you're surrendering with conditions and saying, please show me how to bridge from where I am to where I want to be. And just begin to request that of the universe, and then watch for the signs and the synchronicities and the, you know, when we're doing the meditations in group, the things that come there. I think maybe you've been even afraid to ask for what you really want, or you've been afraid to ask because you don't know what it is you want. But it's okay to also just say to the universe, I don't want this anymore. I want something different. Can you help me? And then just see what happens from there. Like, notice everything from there. Does that feel like you could ask? Like, help me, basically. I don't want this. I don't know how to get to the other place. I don't even know what I want, but I know I don't want this. That's something you
Yeah,
could.
and the secret seems to be in asking the right question in the right way, and you just help me do that.
Yeah. Sometimes the universe always will create bridges from something we've outgrown to the next thing. And also, like, you know, that especially when you're new to like the rose or the guides and angels process, the information at first is pretty confusing. It's hard to interpret. And then you start to see a pattern, like guides, show me a job I would be really happy in. And then you'll see a vision of that. Or show me my life in 3 years after I've made this bridge. And then you'll see a picture of that. And the patterns start to show up. So you start to get a vision of what to move toward. But it doesn't necessarily happen in one meditation. It's a pattern over many meditations. At least that's how I do it. I mean, you do receive it in one meditation, but then it's hard to trust it. So waiting for the pattern is a valid way to give yourself that trust that you need.
And
Yeah.
I tried making a jump or a leap about 8-9 years ago, and it didn't work out well, and I ended back up in the same field that I'm in.
Yeah.
So is there like something I need to do to free myself of that fear of that happening over again?
I would just trust that you were a completely different person then. And I would trust that even then you knew something different was forming. But you don't have to jump and let go of everything. You want to retain your stability. That's one of your dreams. And so you can wait for the universe to provide this bridge. It's not a repeat of the past. You've already kind of got through that lesson. You're a different person now. You're further along on your understanding of yourself. Another thing I do sometimes, Kelly, is I look at like myself, like say I got to live till I was 90, maybe, maybe I just got to live one more day. I don't know, we'd never know. What's important in my life. And I start to focus on those things and ask the universe to bring me more of those, help me experience more of those. That's a different way of going around the question. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad
Thank
you're in
you.
the class. We have a lot more weeks left, so we'll be working on all this stuff. So good.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, guys, the universe is not going to leave you high and dry, even if it feels like the rug is pulled out, especially when we go through, like, not in Kelly's situation, but if we go through big trauma. Sometimes big trauma is the most clearing, healing, setting you free of anything in your life. And just clean the decks. You see all the past, you're like, oh, and you go forward. The universe is here to support us. And the universe supports us at the level we can handle. Let's see if there's any more callers. I think we might be, let's see, 844-390-8255. And it looks like we have Kimberly from Illinois. Kimberly, welcome.
Thank you. Look, my twin flame is really, really beating me energy-wise. I'm drained. I'm exhausted all the time. I don't know what to do. You talk about wake up, spiritual wake up. I'm already there. I've already done that, okay? I don't know what to do. I need you to tell me what to do to get him to release me in every way, shape, and form.
So I don't need to tell you what to do.
It's my twin flame who went evil. He went evil.
And I don't believe in twin flames. So I don't think maybe I'm the right person for you to ask. I'm going to let you go, Kimberly. I don't think I'm the right person. Yep. Yeah, sorry. I don't follow with your belief system, so I can't help you there. And I don't think you're going to hear anything I have to say. Anyway, guys, you are in charge of yourselves. There's no twin flames. There's just souls you might have karma with, that you're working through karma. How many souls are there on this earth right now? How many souls are there that have, from our past lives, the souls come in that we've agreed to work with, but this idea of there being a twin flame, I don't accept that. Too many souls, we're all part of oneness. Somebody comes into your life, they're causing you a hassle or pain or suffering. It's up to you to have those boundaries and to cut them out. There's no bells or just you have the power. Take the power. Take the power for yourself. If you need help, get help. Take that power and get away from all abusers and manipulators and get your head straight that it's you. It's your life and it's your choice. Sorry to be harsh, but I don't subscribe that I have the answers for you. You guys have the answers for yourself and you're in charge of yourself. Woo. Oh, that's rough. I get kind of tweaked because I'm not the oracle. I'm a person who has a spiritual connection just like you do. And you have the ability to go in and work with your guides. You have the ability to sit and receive and have that direct connection for yourself. And this is, I believe, your soul task in this lifetime, to figure out how to make that connection and to receive the guidance that's there. Not for me or any other psychic to tell you this. Your soul. It's your soul path. All right, we're going to wrap up callers for today. That was intense. I want to read to you a little bit more about this idea of suffering and pain and all these soul lessons that we're here to learn. This lesson, now, this is not the first step if you're having soul lessons on that. If you're having soul lessons that deal with these 7 shadows, abuse, which is physical, emotional, sexual, addiction, violence, poverty, illness, abandonment, or betrayal. And so you're going to go through an enormous, if you've experienced any of those, you're going to go through an enormous amount of pain, anger, rage, hurt, you're going to go through all the things, right? And then you're going to get to this place, not forgiveness, you're going to get to radical compassion. In radical compassion, this is from Messages from the Divine. In radical compassion, you have extreme and total understanding of the other as yourself. You have complete cognizance of yourself and others as one. You realize there is no separation ever. You realize that what happens to the least of you happens to all. You realize that your own soul, the collective soul, and the ineffable energy of God, one all, is the same. And that this same is true for the soul of every other being. There is no them, it is all us. And this also applies to those who are horrible and hurt us. There is no them, it is all us. We are a collective soul together. Some of us are awake, some of us are asleep and causing lots of pain. With this understanding, you begin to shift your behaviors to match this new conscious way you see the world. You begin to see the pain in all beings and you want to alleviate suffering. You begin to see the confusion of many beings and you want to help. You begin to see that others, regardless of how strong or perfect they appear, all suffer in the same way with the same pains and confusion, and you feel compassion. In radical compassion, you walk in the world with the greatest empathy and also hold the greatest light. You walk with full boundary against those who have hurt you and the greatest empathy. Radical compassion does not mean you try to fix all you see. You don't try to save them. Truly, it is not yours to save other souls. Each soul must do this for themselves. But it is yours to shine a light so that others may see it and use it as a guide out of darkness and misery. Now, we are going to close up the show for today. I want to remind you, housekeeping. Guides and Angels Project is our monthly course for April, $15 on my website, sarawiseman.com. Early bird signups for summer 2021 group training are just today announced. So these always sell out. They sell out really fast. They sell out in a week or so. So if you want a spot, you've always thought, gosh, I'd really like to do that. Grab your spot as soon as you're able. Next month, we will do Family Karma Project, and that is open now too. Sometimes people like to do it on their own ahead of the group. That's fine. It's all on the website, sarawiseman.com. I won't be here next week, but I will be here the week after. Everybody, thank you for bringing your light, and thank you for bringing your compassion, and thank you for bringing your interest and your trying and your own mighty soul work to this world. Thank you. Look forward to next time.
Want more of Ask Sara with Sara Wiseman? Tune in weekly for more divine teachings on living a